He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
The world just witnessed a seismic shock. Elon Musk, the billionaire visionary behind Tesla, SpaceX, and X, has just abandoned America. In a move that has stunned global markets and ignited a firestorm in British politics, Musk announced the relocation of his artificial intelligence empire, xAI, to London. But that's not the real bombshell. Moments after the announcement, Musk unleashed a scathing attack on UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, demanding his immediate removal. What triggered this unprecedented move? Why is Musk turning his back on the US and targeting Starmer? What secrets are hiding beneath this stunning geopolitical shift? Stay with us as we unpack one of the most explosive power moves in tech and political history. Elon Musk's decision to abandon America and move his multi-billion-dollar xAI operation to London isn't just a business move, it's a global statement. The timing is no coincidence. In recent weeks, Musk has grown increasingly vocal about rising authoritarianism, censorship, and governmental overreach, particularly in the United States. But the final straw appears to have come after a secret AI regulatory pact, pushed quietly through the White House and certain EU allies, threatened to strangle innovation under the weight of bureaucracy. Musk, always the disruptor, wasn't going to stand for it. In a dramatic press conference streamed to over 80 million viewers on X, Musk declared, "America has lost its way. London is the new frontier of freedom and innovation." And just like that, the world's most powerful AI lab packed its bags and crossed the Atlantic. But what came next sent shockwaves across Britain. Musk, standing beside several xAI executives and UK-based technologists, didn't hold back. In one of the most brutal takedowns ever delivered by a global figure, he directly called out Keir Starmer. "This man," Musk said, pointing to a digital image of the Prime Minister, "is part of a crumbling political class trying to destroy the future with control, lies, and fear. He has no place in the new world we are building." The message was loud and clear. Musk isn't just investing in the UK, he's declaring war on its establishment. The tech titan's move has turned into a full-blown political earthquake. Starmer's office, caught completely off guard, scrambled to respond. But their rushed statement only added fuel to the fire. A generic line about supporting innovation while ensuring public safety fell flat, sounding robotic and insincere. Meanwhile, Musk doubled down, posting a series of scathing tweets accusing Starmer of working behind the scenes with EU bureaucrats to force AI companies into compliance with a secret international framework. Musk claimed he had seen proof that Starmer was part of a covert group, planning to integrate the UK back into a tightly regulated European AI bloc, something voters were never told about. If true, it's not just a policy scandal, it's a betrayal of national sovereignty. The tech community is now in total uproar. Developers, investors, and engineers across the UK are rallying around Musk, hailing his move as the birth of a new technological revolution based in Britain. Silicon Valley insiders confirm that major American talent is already planning to follow Musk's lead and relocate to London. Flights are being booked, real estate is being purchased, and corporate lawyers are drawing up plans. It's not just a relocation, it's a rebellion. A rebellion against the old system of political control, and a bold leap into an uncertain but thrilling future. But the backlash isn't just political, it's cultural. Social media has exploded with support for Musk, with hashtags like #Musk in London and #Starmer must go trending across X and TikTok. Influencers, academics, and even retired military figures are coming forward, calling Musk's move heroic and the wake-up call the UK desperately needed. Some are even comparing it to Churchill's wartime alliances, saying Musk is rallying the free world against a creeping digital dictatorship. And at the heart of this digital insurrection is one man's mission: to break the grip of stagnant leadership and reignite the flame of free innovation. At the centre of this storm, however, stands a deeply shaken British government. Insiders report that cabinet ministers are now split over how to handle the fallout. Some want to court Musk and offer tax incentives to keep xAI anchored in the UK, while others are panicking over what they see as a foreign billionaire trying to destabilise democratic institutions. A secret emergency meeting was held late last night at Downing Street. Multiple sources confirmed that Starmer himself was furious, reportedly slamming his hand on the table and accusing Musk of orchestrating a techno-political coup. But for many within government ranks, Starmer's outburst only revealed just how vulnerable and unprepared he truly is. Adding further weight to the crisis are recent leaks suggesting that Musk's arrival in London was already in quiet discussions with a group of British MPs dissatisfied with Starmer's leadership. One Conservative MP, speaking anonymously, said that Musk represents everything this country used to stand for: risk, vision, independence. Starmer is the exact opposite. It's now emerging that a new parliamentary alliance may be forming, with MPs from across the political spectrum exploring ways to support Musk's innovation wave, while pushing for a leadership challenge against the Prime Minister. Some have gone as far as calling it the Silicon Revolt, a growing movement that blends technology, politics, and public outrage. What's even more shocking is that several British intelligence sources have begun quietly monitoring Musk's growing influence. According to unverified reports, MI5 has launched an internal assessment to evaluate the strategic implications of Musk's sudden presence in the UK. Officials are reportedly concerned about the geopolitical ramifications, what it means if one man wields more global influence than half of Westminster. But others argue this paranoia misses the bigger picture. They believe Musk's vision is galvanising a new class of citizen, one who is tired of being ruled by fear, red tape and secret agendas. If Musk is waging war, it's not against a country, it's against a decaying order. The UK's economic sectors are already shifting. With xAI establishing its new headquarters in London, industry leaders predict a wave of growth unlike anything seen since the early dot-com boom. Tech parks, research institutions, and venture capital firms are scrambling to stake their claim in this new AI frontier. City analysts project that London could soon rival San Francisco and Shenzhen as the world capital of artificial intelligence. Job postings are exploding, and British universities are already reporting surges in applications from international students hoping to work with Musk's team. The numbers don't lie. xAI's relocation is already transforming the economic map of the UK. Yet, while the business world cheers, Starmer's allies are losing control of the narrative. Each attempt to paint Musk as reckless or dangerous only strengthens his image as a bold truth-teller. When Labour MPs tried to dismiss Musk's claims as conspiracy nonsense, they were met with ridicule and a flood of online mockery. Starmer's personal ratings have begun to nosedive, and internal polling suggests a mass exodus of younger voters who now see him as part of the problem. The Prime Minister's carefully crafted image as a moderate reformer is collapsing, replaced by a perception of weakness, deception, and outdated thinking. This is no longer just about technology or policy, it's about the future of the nation. As Musk's revolution begins to take hold, Britain finds itself at a crossroads. Will it embrace this bold new era, or will it cling to a system that has long since lost the people's trust? One thing is certain, the age of quiet politics is over. Elon Musk has fired the first shot in a war for the soul of Britain, and the world is watching. As the dust settles from Elon Musk's dramatic declaration, the shockwaves continue to reverberate through every corridor of power in Westminster. Keir Starmer, already facing deep internal fractures within his party, is now battling an enemy far more formidable than a political rival. He is battling public perception, now driven by the unstoppable force of Musk's global influence. The decision by Musk to set up xAI's global headquarters in London should have been a cause for celebration, a moment of triumph for the UK's tech scene. Instead, it has turned into a catalyst for rebellion, sparking what insiders are now calling the beginning of the end for Starmer's fragile grip on power. The Prime Minister's office has reportedly entered crisis mode. Top aides are frantically drafting emergency economic packages, desperate to regain control of the narrative and convince the British public that Starmer still holds the reins. But it's too little, too late. Musk's accusations have pierced through every layer of political theatre, exposing the discontent bubbling just beneath the surface. Leaked memos reveal that Starmer had, in fact, met behind closed doors with EU commissioners just weeks before Musk's announcement, sparking new allegations. A group of backbenchers has already scheduled a private meeting to discuss potential successors, with some viewing this scandal as the final straw in a long line of missteps. Labour, which once projected an image of unity and modernity, is now cracking under pressure. The fear inside Westminster is no longer whether Musk's movement will grow, it's how fast it will consume everything in its path. Meanwhile, London is transforming overnight. The city, already a global financial hub, is now morphing into a technological capital that rivals Silicon Valley. With Musk bringing his AI juggernaut to British soil, a fresh surge of investment is flooding in. Billions are being funneled into infrastructure projects, AI campuses, talent hubs, and research labs. Entire districts are being rebranded as innovation zones. The City of London Corporation has fast-tracked proposals for a new xAI innovation district, with thousands of jobs expected to follow. From Canary Wharf to Camden, the skyline is shifting, and behind every steel beam and construction crane stands the influence of Elon Musk. But this isn't just an economic transformation, it's cultural. Musk's move has reignited public discourse around national identity, freedom, and leadership. University students, tech entrepreneurs, and business leaders are all questioning what it means for Britain to be independent in the modern world. The mainstream media, which once vilified Musk for his unapologetic style and rebellious stances, is now scrambling to shift tone. Editorials are calling his move visionary, while televised debates erupt nightly over whether Starmer is fit to lead the nation into the next digital era. What was once a one-man decision has now become a nationwide movement, and Musk stands at its helm. In retaliation, the Starmer government has begun quietly circulating a legal dossier targeting Musk's UK operations. Sources inside Whitehall confirm that efforts are underway to investigate whether xAI's arrival complies with domestic data laws, foreign investment protocols, and even national security standards. But the move has backfired spectacularly. The attempt to corner Musk with bureaucracy only fuels the perception that Starmer is out of touch, more focused on paperwork than progress. Legal analysts warn that the government may be playing with fire. Any open conflict with Musk could drive away international investors and send a chilling message to future innovators. Britain is open for business, unless you challenge the Prime Minister. In a stunning twist, Musk has responded not with defiance, but with strategic brilliance. He has offered to open up parts of xAI's technology for public collaboration, launching what he calls the Free Future Project. It's a global open-source initiative aimed at making powerful AI tools accessible to universities, small businesses, and startups around the world. Musk framed it as a counterstrike to political control and an invitation to humanity to build its own destiny. The announcement has been met with overwhelming support. Thousands of researchers and developers have signed up within hours, declaring allegiance not to a government or flag, but to a vision. Back in Westminster, chaos reigns. A leaked audio recording from a recent Labour strategy session reveals the panic now gripping the party leadership. One minister can be heard warning, "If we lose control of this narrative, we lose everything." The fear is palpable. Polling data released just this morning shows Starmer's approval rating collapsing by double digits among key voting blocs. The youth vote, once a core strength for Labour, has shifted dramatically, with many expressing frustration over what they see as broken promises and elitist secrecy. Musk's entry into the UK has changed more than just the economy. It has rewired the political landscape. Civil unrest, though not yet in the streets, is now taking shape online. Massive coordinated digital campaigns are urging citizens to demand Starmer's resignation. Hashtags like #Musk movement, #StarmerOut, and #FreeFuture are dominating social feeds. Activists are organising mass demonstrations under banners reading "Let the future in" and "Down with the gatekeepers." Some cities are preparing for large-scale rallies, echoing the kind of civil disobedience movements that toppled governments in the past. And through it all, Musk continues to post cryptic messages hinting at more revelations to come. "The real story hasn't even started," he wrote last night. That message alone received over 50 million views. Behind closed doors, the Conservative Party senses opportunity. Senior Tory figures are holding private dinners with top xAI executives, exploring potential partnerships and alternative leadership narratives. Some believe that if Musk backs a new political figure or party, it could disrupt the entire political spectrum. A silent race has begun, not for votes, but for Musk's approval. In the new pollie, meanwhile, the xAI movement is expanding at lightning speed. Within days of its London announcement, Musk's AI operation has launched educational partnerships with major universities, including Oxford, Imperial College London, and the University of Edinburgh. A new generation of coders, engineers, and data scientists is now flocking to this initiative, not because they are being paid to, but because they believe in its mission. It's not just a job opportunity, it's a declaration of independence from the corporate and political forces they believe have compromised creativity. For many, this is the first time they've seen real power challenge the status quo. The narrative has shifted dramatically. It's no longer Musk versus Starmer. It's Musk and the people versus the establishment. Amid this chaos, whispers of a no-confidence vote have begun to circulate. Several Labour MPs, including those with marginal seats, are openly terrified that Starmer's continued leadership will doom their re-election chances. A private poll commissioned by a major union, one that has traditionally backed Labour, shows voter confidence in Starmer plunging, with trust in his leadership collapsing even among lifelong Labour supporters. The report allegedly concludes that unless the party distances itself from the controversy and recalibrates quickly, it faces a generational defeat at the next general election. The tension is unbearable. Starmer's closest advisors are urging him to take drastic action, either launch a counter-narrative or consider a controlled resignation. But with pressure mounting from all sides, the PM appears frozen in place, paralysed by the sheer scale of the revolt. Outside Westminster, the private sector is watching closely. The Confederation of British Industry, CBI, once cautious about aligning with controversial figures, has now come out in guarded support of Musk's UK investment. They describe xAI's arrival as an economic event with the power to shift Britain's trajectory for decades. Some major banking institutions, previously aligned with EU economic models, are now discreetly re-evaluating their positions. There are rumblings within the financial sector that if Starmer continues to antagonise Musk, the UK could face capital flight, not from Musk himself, but from the thousands of entrepreneurs and investors eager to be part of what's now being dubbed the London Tech Spring. But it's not all admiration. Powerful global interests, especially in Brussels and Washington, are rattled by Musk's rising influence in London. EU regulators have privately urged Starmer to resist what they call Musk's decentralisation campaign, fearing it could weaken Europe's grip over digital governance. US officials too have expressed unease. According to leaked diplomatic cables, they are concerned that Musk's withdrawal from the American AI race could leave a vacuum in regulatory discourse, one that China might seek to fill. But Musk remains unfazed. In a defiant social media post, he wrote, "I left because I believe in freedom. Let them regulate fear. I'll build the future." That single message triggered millions of shares across the globe, further deepening the ideological chasm between state control and entrepreneurial freedom. In response, Starmer's team attempted a counter-offensive, a series of public speeches and media appearances aimed at reclaiming the narrative. He promised new jobs, new tech initiatives, and a vision for AI built on British values. But the speeches fell flat. Viewers noted the contrast between Starmer's scripted optimism and Musk's electrifying authenticity. The damage was done. Hashtags like @MuskForBritain and #ReclaimTheFuture began trending across social media platforms, reinforcing the idea that this was no longer about policies or plans, it was about leadership and trust. And Starmer, despite his efforts, is losing both. As the government tries to steady the ship, a more sinister possibility has emerged: foreign interference. Intelligence analysts are warning that if Starmer falls and Musk's movement gains even more traction, hostile powers may exploit the resulting instability. Cybersecurity alerts have been raised. Foreign bots and troll farms are reportedly flooding UK social channels, amplifying both pro-Musk and anti-Starmer narratives, hoping to deepen the national divide. What began as a domestic political crisis is now threatening to spiral into an international incident. The UK's global standing, already uncertain in a post-Brexit world, is teetering on the edge. And yet, despite the darkness creeping in from all directions, the British public seems energised rather than fearful. For the first time in years, they feel as if the future isn't being dictated behind closed doors. The streets may be calm, but online forums, comment sections, and community groups are ablaze with energy. Young people, especially, have rallied around Musk's message. He speaks the language of ambition,